Hello. Hi. So, ignore the poor camera quality. My camera, I can't find the battery charger for it. So, we are just gonna do a video on my iPad, laptop camera. And basically, I've had this idea for a while now, but I think that we should shift job interviews away from like traditional what have you done, what have you achieved, what have you gotten out of your life, and shift it more towards like personal accomplishments, because I think life is so much more than just simply what you have achieved, say, in school. Because a lot of kids, they may not um be in all the clubs per se. I'm not bringing down the people that are in them. Like, the amount of time management that is required for the people that are like student athletes and top of their class and doing all of the clubs and joining all of these programs, like, that is crazy time management. But that also doesn't, but this like societal admiration we may have for these people, I don't think it would also include um say somebody else within that same school that say they tried out for every single club out there, but they got rejected from it. This is actually kind of me, and I'm just talking about it based on my own personal experience. But anyway, they put themselves out there, they put their first foot forward for every single club out there, but they still didn't make it. They still demonstrate like excellent time management. Like, say they might go to the gym, they might be taking care of their body in other ways that aren't recognized through like the qualities that we may seek in the ideal perfect student or the ideal candidate, like the job candidate. um what else? Like, people like experiences outside of my own. There could be kids out there that are like taking care of like four siblings and a whole family, and they can't like include that in a job resume. Like, I want to put in my LinkedIn profile in my description that, hey, actually I also did this and this, but there's no section for it in the parts where it says education, experience, and job application, because I strongly believe that people that they're not necessarily like, this is just my opinion, but you are not necessarily the best candidate out there just because you have achieved all these things. Because for as much as I know, you could have just slacked off behind the table. You could have like not even paid attention for any of the things that you did. You could have, for all I know, only like done all these things that you have done and not actually put your best foot forward, but you only did them so you could be recognized for the work that you're putting in. Um, so anyway, I propose that LinkedIn and other job application companies, we should move away from traditional methods where it's sort of like, so what did you do during high school? How many clubs were you in during high school? Which, again, if you have the opportunity to join new clubs, absolutely do. Like, I think the people that like don't put themselves out of their comfort zone and try new things, get a life, try it. It's much better on this side. But anyways, say you didn't have the opportunity to get into clubs and they will ask you about that and you don't have anything to show for it. I think there should be an opportunity to sell yourself outside of these qualities. Um Now, what do I mean by this? Well, first of all, if you have been through high school drama, I think that should definitely be a number one thing, cuz me personally, having gone through a year of absolute hell where I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. This is TMI for YouTube, maybe. I'm probably gonna. What do I mean by this? Like, high school drama, the amount of resilience that like this would require of people that have undergone it, you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know. Like, what else? I think I should mention, like, what have you done? What are your hobbies? I think there should be a section for hobbies. I think that's really cute. Can we make like being a worker more fun? I don't know. I just have so many thoughts on like this whole like job application process and like the process of hiring candidates and the process of like the whole process of like going to school and then ending up becoming an employer. Because like, unless you're a lawyer or a doctor where you're like a specialist in your field, any other kind of work you do, you're working for somebody else. You're like inevitably making somebody else richer because you're working for a company. Say you're like the top engineer, you're still not the top like self employed engineer. You're like the best engineer for yourself. um So I think we should make the working class more fun, because I feel like the more we're going towards it, it's sort of becoming more of like a points based system where it's sort of like based on the amount of like achievements and merits that you have gotten. And obviously these are like perfect like measures. They're not necessarily like, you're not like looking for the candidate that has like, oh, I need the like just the right candidate that has gotten say I need to. I have battery on my laptop. I need just the right candidate that has gotten, say, like the top maths prize or the Nobel Peace Award, or they have cured cancer. That is exactly the kind of candidate I need in my company. But I think it should be more than that. I think it should be like you're looking for, say, like values in the people that you want in your team. Like I could be looking, I'm not looking for like the prettiest or the smartest person. I'm looking for somebody that could be resilient. I'm looking for somebody that is hardworking. I'm looking for someone that's dedicated, has excellent time management, and can show up on time, which is something that I definitely need to work on. And I have absolutely admire people that arrive 10 minutes late to events, and that'll be me by next week just watching me do it. Um, I think you should move away from like you just like showing up. Okay, sorry. I don't mean that. I don't know why I said that. It should be based on like you measuring these certain values. And obviously a lot of people, they can obviously like in the traditional way just like easily check this off and be resilient, be hardworking, be excellent time management skills. Because do you know how hard it is being like a full-time student athlete and being in multiple clubs and running all these different multiple things? Yeah, that takes like a lot, and not many people can do that. And obviously that's why it's only the top 1%. And that is like a very traditional way of measuring this. But there should also be other ways where we can measure these sort of things. Um, like we should be able to measure somebody's resilience and the amount of effort and the things that they put. They've had part-time jobs, and I think that is basically what like uni applications do, break it down to. Like if you have nothing to prove in your uni application and you go up there and you say, oh yeah, like I studied, I got a 99.95 beta. Oh yeah, okay, and what else? But like you can also mention like you take care of your family. Okay, the more I'm like speaking about this, I think that is already what uni students do. But maybe my main concerns are like in the resume. Actually, yeah, maybe my main concern is from the resume, because I was like writing my resume the other day and I was like thinking like, oh my god, there should be a way where you can like, I want to include that like I'm the oldest daughter of like a migrant family. I want to include that I'm like a top student in my school. But like it just, sorry, I'm like 17. I don't have that. I'm not. I have, obviously I have experience as much as like a 17-year-old can do, but obviously I don't have it to the full extent. So, um, please like comment if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But there should be a part where you could like mention like your little hobbies and the things that you're passionate about and the things that you do outside of work and achievements, where it makes what makes it you and what makes you employable. And I think that in the end, like the whole prospect of gaining money, it shouldn't be focused on making somebody else rich, but it's sort of like they focus on like what you can bring to the team. And obviously that is exactly what like being an employee is. Like if you have no value, I'm not gonna hire you. But like also like who are you as a person? I want to know that. And I think there should be more ways where people can do that. And I think we should have more ways on social media, for example, where I don't really want to know what you did last weekend or last week, but I want to know more so like who you are as a person. And I really want to get to know you, and I want to get to know what your hobbies are and what you're passionate about and what makes you cry and what makes you laugh. And I think that that is exactly what humanity is all about. And the more that we try and like go towards this mindset of like I need to be the very best and I need to be the hardest working person, or the smartest person, or the best candidate, or the top student, doctor, lawyer. I think a lot of migrant kids, we would probably have experiences at one point in our life, but it should move towards less of that as a person and less away from like the achievements that we have provided into the family, and more to the sort of values and like how who you are, like really like who you are deep down. Because in the end, I think the best human beings are the ones that really get to know themselves, because the more that you know yourself, the more that you're capable of knowing other people. And the more that you can relate to yourself, and the more that you're content with yourself, the more that you are content with your outer world, and the more that you are content with your outer world, that just makes you a great freaking human being, because you're so at peace, you're so magnetic, because you're so attached to yourself and in tune with what you want and what your needs are, that when you show up to any other relationship, you know exactly what to expect. So you end up being naturally a secure communicator. You naturally end up being a very hardworking, disciplined person, because you know what is best, and you know yourself. And knowing yourself, it obviously comes with, if you know yourself, you want the best for yourself, right? So I think also, like, yeah, maybe that's what I'm trying to get at in this discussion. Maybe I think, like, in like the job prospect and like the interview prospect and like the whole hiring shenanigan, it should be less towards like material achievements or money or just like awards, because like as nice as they are, and as much like they reflect your character to a certain extent, but they shouldn't be be all and the final. And that is like going out to all my academic overachievers and anxiously like really productive people. Shout out to you, I was there too. um and it should go more about like who you are as a person, because I think, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. The more you are in tune with yourself, the better of a human you're gonna be, and the better of the employee you're gonna be. So I think that job interviews and like resumes and all of these sort of applications should shift more towards hiring people that know themselves, because that is ultimately where confidence and assertiveness and magnetism and being happy and being just generally the best person that you can be arises from. And that is my hot take for today. It is Monday, 10th of February, and yeah. So thank you for listening to me rant. I will have many more of these rants coming up, and I love you. I love you. Go take a nice cup of tea. Go take a little bath. Go journal. Read your favorite book, and take care of yourself, because that is exactly what I would want you to do, and you deserve it. And don't let anything or anyone or any circumstance make you ever freaking forget that. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye, bitches.